What's good, you guys? So today we'll be doing something fun, a tier list about Enneagram subtypes and their Hogwarts houses, right? Are you a Gryffindor? Are you a Slytherin, aka Snake? Yeah, that's kind of what we're gonna be going. I'm gonna go from Enneagram 1 to Enneagram 9. So starting with the Enneagram 1s, this video is probably gonna glaze Hufflepuff, because they do not get enough love, honestly. Just everyone wants to be something else. No one wants to be Hufflepuff. When in reality, when you look at the types, there's many types that actually will belong to Hufflepuff, even though they're the cool ones. With social one, I would actually go with Ravenclaw, right? Geekism, a lot of intelligence, there's a lot of wisdom, and there's learning, knowledge. I think this kind of makes sense with social one. Self-preservation one, guys, surprise. I would actually put self-preservation one in Hufflepuff, with the only maybe possibility, being Gryffindor. But in my opinion, they fit Hufflepuff better. I mean, think about what is SP1. The humble guy who works really hard. He's very diligent. He's very consistent in his work. He values justice. He values fairness, right? He takes it slow. He's not impulsive. He's in control. This is a guy who does the heavy lifting. He wants to be good, patient, right? Hardworking. So this is the Hufflepuff in a nutshell. Hufflepuff is not just, oh, we are a bunch of people pleasers and, we can't do shit. Now with the sexual one, I'm thinking, listen, some cheeks will be spread, and not in a good way. Very controlling, very domineering type, and very dominating type. And I'm not sure where you could, highly ambitious. Imagine you have someone who believes that there's certain world that has to be achieved, and certain types of people are completely inferior, so we need to decapitate them. I mean, that is Slytherin shit, Then with sexual 2, I would say, actually, that's the first Gryffindor. I think it makes sense. I don't see anything else. This doesn't really make sense. The only two that would make sense is Slytherin and Gryffindor, Slytherin, because there can be f***ing manipulative little bitches, and Gryffindor, because I think a lot of their intensity, hot-headedness, kind of fits Gryffindor more, Then, I'm sorry, you knew that's the answer. But, I mean, the name is ambition. Actually, the social 2 has an interesting mix of some Hufflepuff traits even, and Slytherin. Now, Hufflepuff, I'm gonna put SP2. I don't think this needs to even be explained. Social 3, Slytherin. Social 3 most likely might be the most Slytherin type to have ever lived. Deceit 1 billion. Power hungry, right? Deceitful, manipulative, cunning, hyper ambitious. This is someone who is gonna sell your mother in order to achieve greatness. I would still put sexual 3 in Slytherin, I think. Maybe Hufflepuff, that's the only two choices. But 3 is a 3. With SP3, I'm gonna put them in Hufflepuff, but it's an interesting case where they could go here, or they could go here. And it depends. Are they, working really hard and being helpful to people, trying to be of use, very patient, very diligent, perfectionistic? Or are they power hungry, want image, they want to get the resource for themselves, they're highly ambitious and will stop at nothing. So it just depends on the flavor of the SP3. But I'm going to put them in Hufflepuff. Again, we are glazing Hufflepuff because no one really appreciates them. So here we are. Then SP4, I would put again Hufflepuff. It is a double win for the Hufflepuff. This is where it makes sense with SP4. Either Hufflepuff or Gryffindor, and both make sense. You can read a list of the Gryffindor values and they'll make perfect sense. But in my opinion, many SP4s will unironically actually relate to Hufflepuff. Gryffindors are much more hot-headed. They're very impulsive. Yes, they're righteous and moral, but there's a high level of impulsivity, stubbornness, and kind of that recklessness that is carried in Gryffindor. So in my opinion, Hufflepuff, it might be better. Wants to do the right thing, hardworking, diligent, can be passive at times, suffer in silence, do the right thing, take it slow, be patient, be good. Now, social 4, I would actually put them in the Ravenclaw, mainly because, I think it's stereotypical to put them in Hufflepuff, and yes, they have some traits for sure. I think it's a split, but in my opinion, Ravenclaw can also make sense. And I want to do something different, Individualistic, very creative. Sexual 4, I don't know what to do with sexual 4s. I guess at best maybe Gryffindor, at worst maybe Slytherin. but no one really likes them, so they get put in Slytherin. It's a joke, but actually, unironically, they deserve their own category because they don't fit any fucking... I mean, their whole thing is envy and hate against people. They don't even really fit fucking Slytherin. They don't fit anything. Then we have the 5 course, and guys, this is not even... Do I need to explain? I would put all of those 5 course in Ravenclaw, even the sexual 5. Because, you know, you can say, why sexual 5 can be Slytherin. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but at the end of the day, they're a basement dwelling geek. So they get put in Ravenclaw. Then we have the sexual 6. I'm gonna put them in Gryffindor. You know, wants to be the hero. I mean, where else would you put them? Ravenclaw? I mean, yeah, sure, but I think Gryffindor might be a better fit. Social 6, I definitely put them in Ravenclaw. This is blueprint of Ravenclaw. Self-preservation 6, I put them in Hufflepuff because, again, they really do have many of the qualities. Social 7 is interesting because with Social 7, you have a lot of Gryffindor and a lot of Slytherin, right? Snake. The Social 7 would probably fit better with Gryffindor and its values. Then we have Sexual 7, also, I think, better fitted for Gryffindor. And I had people tell me, you know, hey, Rust, you should put them in Hufflepuff. But when I was reading the trait structure, when I was reading about the type, I really didn't see much to indicate Hufflepuff. Hufflepuffs are diligent. Hufflepuffs are patient. Do things very, step by step, want to do good, be patient, hardworking, diligent, consistent. And you don't, that's the opposite of the Sexual 7, which is hot-headed, impulsive. And they can still fight for the things that they feel moral about, feel strongly about, which I think actually fits Gryffindor much better. After that, we have the self-preservation 7. I don't think I even need to explain why that is. Then we have the 8 course, and I'm gonna put definitely self-preservation 8 with Slytherin, I think, as an archetype, cunning. And, you know, the neurosis of the SPA is someone who wants to get satisfaction. And they will use cunning and ambition to do that, you know, even exploitation, pushing people, and dominance to achieve that, which is much more fitting with the Slytherin. With the social 8, I think this is absolutely no discussion whatsoever. And with the sexual 8, this is where we can put them. Unlike the SPA, I think sexual 8 can make a good case for Gryffindor. A very good case for Gryffindor. But I'd put them with Slytherin, mainly because the thing with sexual 8 is that at the end of the day, they want power and they want control. I mean, that's the thing with the sexual 8. It's power, it's control, it's dominance. This is not someone who's like, oh, we're gonna be in this together, complicity. You know, we're doing this together as a fucking team, as brotherhood. No. It's someone who, you know, at the end of the day, his neurosis, he wants to have control over people, he wants to have possession over people. Which I think with that kind of attitude, you're gonna be put in Slytherin. With 9 course, it's easy peasy lemonade squeezy. It's not even a debate. I don't know, it was easy to make. It was pretty easy to make. It was very easy to make. So that's my take on this list. Again, comment down below, like, subscribe, and tell me what do you disagree with. What would your list be like, and what house do you personally belong to? Or would belong to if you actually were in the Harry Potter universe, right? Let's get the comment section going. I'm out, I'm Chowos, and I'm bouncing.